What is up, everyone? Welcome back to part 4, the final part of this Millions Final Table review. We're going to go from 3 players down to 1, down to a champion here for this 3K buy-in. We started with the final 9, just sweating the final table. This is the final part. Let's get to it. I'm going to give you guys the tournament information, where we're at, who's won what. Let's head over there. Here it is. Preben, Stokin. Not sure. We've just been calling him Preben. We've been going on first names or last names, whatever easier for me to say. Preben, 135 big blinds entering the final 3. Clear chip leader outright here. Just been crushing the entire time. Ole Shemian, 48 big blinds. Definitely has a pretty good lead on third place right now. Both of them are so far behind Preben. Quite a big task, but does have a nice lead on third. And Elis in third place on 32 big blinds. Nobody's super short. You know, they all have room to play. So this should be an interesting 3-handed match. And these were all the fallen players so far. The last person to bust, Taco, on $122,000. Prizes on the right here, $391,000 for the win. Next person out with $186,000 and $270,000 for the runner-up. 40-minute blind levels. If you guys have seen part 1, 2, and 3, you'll be familiar. If you guys are just tuning into the last part, well, we're going to enjoy some 3-handed poker. Let's get into it, man. Let's finish this tournament off, and I'm hoping we see some interesting plays. Obviously, once you're 3-handed, maybe not necessarily 3-handed, but once you can get up to heads up, the ranges get really wide. We're going to play some funky pots, I'm sure. Let's go. Third place opening it up here. Big blind calls with the Jack-8 offsuit. We do see a lead. And Queen 10 is just out of there right away. One of the benefits of a lead like this on a 4-6-5. You know, you can get rid of these King Jacks, these King 10s, these Queen 10s, hands that dominate you. Leverage the low cards in your range that might not be in your opponent's range on those low cards. I don't think you generally see as much of it happening when it's the button going for the raise, because the button does have more low cards than, you know, than under the gun might, for example. But we do see a lead there anyway. And wow, quick jam here from Elis with the Ace-Jack suited. Doesn't want to get mixed up in any 3-bet non-all-in action there, so just a shove and a takedown. Oof, nice hand for Preben on the button, but these other 2 hands are not gonna fit the bill. So we did see in the 4-handed that we did see a bunch of shoves from Preben. I don't know if we're gonna see the same thing 3-handed, whether there's gonna be any shoves, like open shoves in Preben's range. I would kind of assume not, but we will see. Shemian going to go for a limping strategy here on the button. Just going to call the 6-7 suited. Elis coming along with King 8 offsuit. And Preben's going to take a flop. Pretty good flop for Shemian here. Second pair. See if they decide to bet the flop small or just go for the turn. Just going to go for the turn. Turn is a 9. Gives Elis a double gutter. Gives Preben a pair of 9s. And Shemian also has a gutter. So everyone kind of picks up some good stuff on this turn. I think Shemian's going to check again. Yeah, we do get another check. And a pretty nice river for Shemian. Elis is just no bluff, no bets. Preben going to check a 3rd time here. I think Shemian's going to go for some value. Man, very interesting. Nobody putting really any bets out. Would have thought the 9-3 would have maybe wanted to go for some value there on the river. Shemian, I don't know. No bets are out. If you guys watched part 1, 2, and 3, you'll know that my read on Shemian is not very strong. I seem to play quite a different game, and also I cannot seem to guess very accurately what Shemian's going to do in a lot of these pots. So Elis outflopping Shemian here. We'll see which way Elis wants to go on the turn here, in position with the, you know, strong second pair, relatively draw heavy board. Does decide to go for the double barrel. I think a lot of the time you'll see like ace 10, king 10 keep betting, because you still get value from maybe worse 10s and you put money in against all the draws, and then you'll see some weaker 10s start to check. Preben just folds the button here with the king deuce. Calling the flop here from the ace 5. I mean ace high, limped pot. Oh, sorry, is that a raise? No, just a bet and a call. Okay. It's just a lot of millions out there. I got confused. Bets the flop, checks the turn. I don't think Elis is going to use this one as a bluff. And pretty large value bet here on the river with the 8. Takes it down. Not too worried about queen x and 10x after it goes check check on the turn, so pretty happily value bets the strong 8 there when Elis can have some other weaker 8x that kind of connects with the flop here. On a 10-7-2, you know, there's gonna be some jack 8, some 8-9, some 8-6, as well as 7x and deuce x, so lots to value bet against there. And well, you might run into like a weaker 10 sometimes. Feels very reasonable. Wow, very, very big flop for Ole here, but gonna be very tough to get action also. Six-five also going for the call. Saw a king jack check back earlier in position. You know, the stack sizes have all changed. ICM is different, but would expect king 10 to check quite a bit too. Better flop for Shemian. Check check. Don't want to blow up the pot you don't want to blow up the pot with second pair here against the big stack. You're usually going to just want to play 2 streets. You don't have too much to protect against, so check it back, call the turn, and see what Preben decides on this ace river. Let's go for the bet of 9 million. So you can see here, not trying to make a heroic bluff, like not trying to get, you know, Shemian to fold an ace, fold a king, but maybe going after some better draws, right? Like this is a spot where with 6-5, you bet 9 million on the river. You know, you try to get maybe jack 10 to fold or queen 5 of diamonds or queen 10 or queen jack or maybe a 3 to fold. Like you're going after, with this sizing, the weaker parts of the range. And I mean, you have 6 high, right? If Shemian has queen 5 of diamonds on the turn, face 9 million on the river, it's an awkward spot. If you have a 3 on the turn, face a 9 million on the river, it's an awkward spot. With the king, not an awkward spot. But I think that's what that sizing is there. Just 6 high going after the queen, jack, 10 high kind of holdings. Or worse. I honestly already forget what the board was. But you get the idea. And you know, I'm not trying to make this necessarily educational, but it's kind of hard not to talk strategy when we're playing 3-handed like this. A lot of junky hands, kind of post-flop maneuverings. Kind of just naturally want to start talking poker strategy. And when the entertaining hands happen, they happen. Open ender for both players, betting a call. Oof. Both players definitely get very... Wow, that was a quick, huge bet. Does Elis go for a raise? Just a call with the paired board. They chop it up. Yeah, when Shemian picks this massive sizing and the board is paired, there's potential full houses. Just goes for the call. You know, you maybe wouldn't feel so good if your opponent just had trip kings, but also I didn't watch the action close enough to know how relevant maybe trips would be and whether trips would really go for that size. So just a call against the big bet. Shove on the river will be reserved for the full houses. Okay, there was a limp on the button again. See another limp with some weaker suited holdings. So far we've seen 6-7, queen 4, go for the button limp. I guess we'll see soon whether Ole is gonna mix in some big hands also or not. You hate to see this flop the queen 8 offsuit. Queen 10's gonna call. You have queen high, ranges are wide, you have that diamond in your hand working for you a little bit. Backdoor straight draw. Check check on the turn, not gonna use it as a turn bluff. Do we see a river bluff? No, just gonna take the queen 10 down to showdown and wins a nice one. You can see the separation between Shemian and Elis shifting quite a lot. 100 million lead now. No queen 7 in the small blind. Elis is in. It's a decent flop for both. Both have a little something going on here. And I'm now just noticing how awful this turn is. Both make a straight, but Preben picking up a massive straight. Man. And, you know, Elis on the turn. Oh, wow. What a river, man. Elis on the turn goes for this tiny sizing, right? So, you know, you're not really... It's not like you bet pot and got raised. You're betting small and getting raised. You're never getting away from it on the turn. River King, though, is going to save Elis here. Really sick. Gosh, that is really sick. Preben not going super greedy or anything. Just going for the smaller size. And, yeah, Elis just narrowly escaped there. That was almost deadly. That was almost very deadly. And I mean, Preben, you have the nuts on the turn. Your opponent bets small and calls a big raise. Like, you're that close to just having the mega chip lead. Which, you know, still has a big chip lead, but man, really close to just being completely domination. It's a pretty ugly flop for the queen 10. Does go check check. I do think queen 10 will bluff quite a bit here. I was wrong. And now the ace comes in and we just see half pot. Pretty interestingly played hand here all around. Limp check. I thought the positions were different here. I should mention, I thought the positions were different here. This is bad for the YouTube video, but I thought they raised the button. So this plays quite a bit differently than I spoke about. I thought Preben had raised the button. Limp pre-flop, check back, check, check. It makes a lot more sense to just see more checking here in position, and then on the ace after they check back pre-flop. Makes a lot more sense why they're firing a value bet on the ace. Yeah. So my initial read on the situation was based on different positions. I don't know how I missed that. I'm literally only watching one screen, but it happens. Just see a bet here with the 3. Be surprised to see the 9-6 get to the turn. It's got some good backdoor stuff, sort of, but definitely a common fold. Nine six going for a check here, not going to bluff the flop. And the gutter's going to win. Nice win with the 5 high there of Elis. Another limp here. This could be pretty interesting. 9-10. Definitely a potential flop bluff candidate. Could also play a check though. Does go for a bet. And King 7, not a terrible raise. Definitely going to be a call at least. Just a call this time. Ace on the turn. Favors the bluffer. Favors the bluffer going 15 million. What does Preben do on the turn with the King 7? Against the limping range. Likely going to be a call. River, I guess, is where this gets interesting, isn't it? Do we see a triple barrel? 10 high on the river. Nope. Gives it up. Would have been very curious to see what Preben does with the King 7 there. But give up from Shemian, and Preben back to 450 million. Big blind sitting on 4 million right now. Still managing to have over 100 big blinds. Pocket 5 is going to go for a call. Big blind squeeze. This is going to be a big pickup here for Elis. Look at all this dead money. 34 million, 8 million. This is a pretty huge pickup for Elis here, this pot. Pretty massive pickup there. Back up to 166. Moves into second place with that pot too. Just an ill-timed bluff. Unlucky. Unlucky for Wizzo Wizzo. 30 million in the middle. Another small bet on the paired board here. Just a call in position. Small bet. Kind of sick. See what happens on the river here. Harsonen, 10 high after calling twice. Fires 1/3. Oh, what a play. This is crazy. I don't even know what Oli's going to do here. Wow. Calls 1/3 bluff in position. Wow. Takes it down. Huge pot there. Good flop for Shemian. Maybe recoup some of the last hand issues. And I guess the A6 as well. Preben just going to fold the gutter right away there. Limp and a check here. Ace-9, 4-6. We just keep having to watch Shemian maneuver out of position here against Elis. Shemian's got a lot of equity here against the 6-4, but 6-4 is ahead still with the pair. Another check. 2 pair on the river. Shemian not gonna bluff. Might call the river, but I haven't seen a lot of hero calls at this final table in general. A lot of disciplined like river action, but we do see a call this time with the ace high. Yeah, we've seen a lot of disciplined river action and turn action for what it's worth, I find, on this final table. Maybe something to note, maybe just variance. 4-7 offsuit, feeling frisky here. Second place. King 8's gonna let a flop go down here. King 8 suited. I'm not gonna fold this flop. 2 overs, back to flush draw, back to straight draw. Oh, don't give him the gutter. 30 million in the middle now. And we're gonna see 3 small bets. No bluff from the King 8, no call from the King 8. 30 million in the middle. It took 3 streets for the last hand. This one we got 30 million already. 3-9 offsuit here on a queen 10-6. Not interested in the c-bet. Turn jack of clubs. See a bluff here out of Preben. Just a small bluff. And it's going to get through. Ended up being a value bet against 3-9, but I've never seen value that thin before, so I can assume it was some kind of bluff. Shemian now on 100 million. More out of position activities here for Shemian. It's been a tough go. Tough go. Not a lot of good flops. Tricky boards. Check, check. Ace on the turn. Just start bluffing here. King high calls and boom. Gonna be tough to get paid, but does connect nicely on the river. Shemian takes one down. Nice to see Shemian win one. It's been a tough go. It's been a tough go in part 4 here. Shemian gonna open the button. Hopefully not an 8 high flop. Okay, see a takedown here from Shemian. 10-8 suited on the 9-3-4. 122 now. Ooh, king. Look at these 3 nice hands here. Queen 10 suited, king 8 suited, and king. Everyone's got a playable hand here. This is going to be a raise 3-bet and a 4-bet. So like we saw in the other one where it was raise, call, squeeze, jam, this one's going to be raise 3-bet, shove. And sort of just how Shemian lost a lot of chips. Going to gain him right back the same way. Back up to 170. Preben has both of these players dominated right now. He's going to take it down. This one looks like it's going to get through. Yep. Shemian trying to regain second. Queen deuce raise. Jack 3 out of there. Oh man. Oh man. Jacks against 10s. Preben's out of the way. Ooh, this is a massive cooler. Depending on the pre-flop action, who knows? I mean, it's a raise to 14. 3-bet. 4-bet. Notice the small 3-bet size. That's a 4-bet. It's going to be a call. It's going to be a call. Elis dominated here. Jacks and 10s. Show us the board. Oh my god. Elis Parsonen. The 10 on the flop. So sick. Dang, man. That's how it went down. Pause the game. We're heads up. We're heads up in the Millions main event. 3K. GG. I'm going to update the sheet here, and then we'll get to this heads up match. Okay, guys. We're getting down to it. We're heads up in the Millions main. GG to Ole, Shemian, Wizzo. I'm sure a lot of you guys are rooting for him on this final table. $186,000 payday for 3rd place. And we have a deep heads-up match. Preben came in as the chip leader, still is the chip leader, still has 100 big blinds, even at this stage in the tournament. Pretty insane. And Elis sitting on 88 big blinds. I don't have the audio. Well, I do have the audio, but I'm not listening to the audio, so I won't know if a deal was made. I don't believe there was a deal made, though. These guys are going to be playing for $270,000 and $391,000 respectively. Best of luck. Let's get to the match. Let's get to the match. So sick. GG to Wizzo. Raising a call. I think it's going to be 1-0 to Elis. And for the first time in this tournament, Preben does not have the chip lead in the Millions main event. Do you think they're sweating? I don't know. They might be sweating. For the first time, they're down in chips. Wow, this is a deep match. This is a deep heads-up match. Wow. Super tight. Takes it down with the... Notice Elis, making sure they try to get in there with the 8-3 offsuit, testing Preben out a little bit, saying, I don't want to fold my button. Put the pressure on. I don't know. 8-3 offsuit's a pretty ugly hand, so... Pretty ugly hand. Same with the 10 deuce, also not folding the button. So 8-3, 10 deuce, both playing the button here. And both in position or out of position players going for the raise. Raising a call here. King 3, Queen 6. Both kind of junky hands. Definitely a better flop for the Queen 6. Don't think the King 3 is going to be too excited to bet. Might put out a small bet, but yeah. Goes for the check back. Preben, however, says overbet time. Overbet time. Double gutter. 7-10 remains the best hand here. Pair of 7s on the flop. That's all she wrote. 5-4 offsuit going for the raise. King Jack just going to call. Nice flop for the king jack. I think 5-4 will definitely be tempted to c-bet here. I think my expertise does fall off quite a bit in the heads up department. I will say, never been a heads up specialist. You guys have seen my channel. You know how I am in the heads up streets, but I was right about the c-bet this time anyway. 30 million in the pot. Check, check on the turn. Not going to follow through with the 0 outs. Small bet on the river. You know, the ratio of small bets to big bets on the river we've seen today, at this final table specifically, it's been 90% small betting. Maybe even higher than that. If we're looking at small bet versus big bet on the river during this final table, almost always a small bet when we're talking about out of position. Even in position, we've seen some small bets, which is generally not the way things happen necessarily on the river. So we've seen, yeah, I don't know. I've seen so many small bets. This is not a small bet on the flop though. Prebin back where they like to be in the chip lead here. Got a 100 million lead now. Oh, not quite a 100 million lead, but a lead. A lead it is. Elis kind of getting whittled down here. I mean, picking up some ugly hands, but choosing to play them on the button. Not looking to fold these hands out. Raising a call. Elis with the best hand finally, but probably won't get to realize it. Yeah, Prebin goes for a bet and a big one at that, so kind of just forces the king 7 out now against this size. On a roll. Prebin on a roll. Don't want any diamonds. Prebin does not want diamonds. Elis really wants diamonds. Raising a call. There's no diamonds. Oh, there's one diamond. The flops are just not working for Elis. Just a check call. 2 pair on the turn. Check, check. Full house. Wow, what a run out. 3-2 is the run out here for the full house of the chip leader. Check on the river as well. Gets the bluff. I mean, I'm assuming this is the bluff. Queen high here for 10 million. I mean, the sizing was to a level where in a heads up situation, it's almost a little confusing whether that is a bluff or not, but I would have to imagine it was a bluff. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Now the 100 million chip lead definitely exists. Prebin on a roll. Out flop this time though. Elis gonna call the flop. There was some decent chances for outs for Prebin with the diamond in the hand and the open ender. Or sorry, the backdoor straight draw on the 5 or the deuce or the 7. But nothing really comes in. Definitely a good check against whatever Prebin has right now. 6 high on the river. Yeah, spot you're definitely tempted to bluff. Probably need the bluff. I mean, Elis can have queen highs and king highs, and it's an uncomfortable spot for a 4 as well. But like the queen high of the last hand, also ill-timed, running into trips. Both of them consecutive back-to-back traps on the river as well. Both of them had a trap. Elis raising it up. Are you going to hit him with the deuce 3 play? Are you playing it? Not going to play the deuce 3. The first fold I've probably seen pre-flop. I mean, in heads up, there is a big difference between 10 deuce and deuce 3. Trying to think if I actually believe what I just said. Apparently there is. We've just seen it, so. I've seen some really junky hands. Like, I know it's heads up, but it seems like one of these players just has a bottom 5% hand every time. Picking up that pair could cost Elis. Check, check. See what I mean? Like, it's like one of the players has something nice looking and the other one just has, like, absolute trash. Over and over and over. Who's got the trash this time? Nobody's like too trash, but definitely not loving queen 3 offsuit either. Raising a call. Kind of an average flop for both. Queen 3 in position, ace high board you like. You like the fact that you have diamonds, backdoor straight draw. And, you know, Prebin, you have a gutter ball. King high, blind versus blind, worth something. Does go bet call. So Elis picks up a straight draw now. Does fire a large turn bet here, 44 million. Prebin calls. They both brick, but king high is good right now. Will there be a triple barrel? Wow. Huge triple barrel here from the queen 3. And I mean, king 10 is folding. Wow, that's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. Nice follow through there from the queen 3. Get back into the game. Jack 7 going for the limp. Will be a limp call this time. Preben out flopping again. Elis got it done last time with the worst hand, but just more awkward spots for Elis. The hearts come in, the 10 pairs. It's just bad news for out of position. Check, check. Another third pot bet here. And a fold. Wow, nice. Nice takedown from the king high there. Up into the lead here on 400 million. Small river bets, man. That seems to be the way to go. It definitely has been for this final table. Lots of small betting. Preben having chip lead the whole time. Now trails 50 million in the heads up. Still both very healthy though for chips. Nobody's rocking a short stack. Fold from the queen 7. Elis continuing the momentum here. Oof, some big hands here. 6s and jack 10 suited. See if we have a call or a 3-bet. I think call usually this deep with the smaller pairs. Yeah. Luckily, Elis has the 6 of clubs. Definitely going to call 1 here. 6s with the club. Got to call once. At least. 10 on the turn. I think the 10 with the clubs, you're just pretty happy to keep barreling. Does see a check. Ooh. Flush in there. And finally, we see some large river bets. This one's coming from in position. You know, Elis, after Preben checks turn, having the club. No, doesn't think very long about it. Just lets it go. Easy peasy. More river discipline we've been talking about today. Just lets it go easy. Oh, this is kind of huge, actually. Open ender against 2 pair on this 7-5 jack. Oh, man. Starts with a big bet. Feels like a board where we're going to see, yeah, a raise. It feels like a board you'd want to put in a raise with 2 pair. A lot of draws also that might want to get aggressive. In position calls. Wow. I mean, this is crazy. 2 pair, pair and open ender. If you're Elis, you have a lot of equity. You still beat some like 8 or 10-8, some 10-9. Another small river bet. What's new? Oh, bluff jam the 6-8 against the small bet and a call from 2 pair. Oh my goodness, they just got in so many big blinds here. Wow, what a hand, honestly. What a hand. This is sick. Big bet, check raise, call, small bet, call, small bet, jam, call. I mean, this is, wow, what a sick hand that is. Finally, we see some aggression on the river, and it costs Elis a lot of chips here. I mean, Preben loses to everything. Like, you lose to better 2 pairs, you lose to the straights, you lose, I don't know, you just lose to a lot. So yeah, pretty sick call. And okay, that's a big lead for Preben. That is a big lead. This could be it. Elis is calling off the queen 2 against the a7 of Preben. This could be it. Queen on the flop, queen on the river. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Elis back up to 60 million, which is, I mean, it's, oh well, this one's going in 2. This one's going in 2, round 2 for Elis to see if they can make a comeback here. I mean, if they win this one, they're honestly doing fine. 20 plus big blinds. No dice. Boom. Wow, they got the graphic for us even. Look at this. Preben, Stockin, main event champ. What a legend, man. What a legend. What a final table that was. That was really fun to sweat. Wow. Came in as the chip leader, left as the chip leader, and left as the champ. Man, that heads-up match could have lasted for a long time. They had a lot of chips. Let me update the sheet for the final time, and then we will say our goodbyes here for this Millions event. Okay, here it is, the final results. Preben Stokin, 391,000 US dollars is your champion. Elis in second place, silver medal, 270,000, and Ole Shemian third place, 186,000. I mean, what a dream, man. What a sick tournament this was. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me, and man, I felt like I gotta make some different content because me myself, I'm not running deep a lot lately, so at least we can watch the beasts and maybe gain some insights. So if you guys enjoyed this, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know if you want more of these in the future, because there is past party poker replays that I could go over, or other tournaments I could go over, so let me know if you like this kind of stuff. But yeah, congrats to these players that made the final table. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.